one of the things that I thought was really, really cool when we first connected is you shared through the TA process with your company that there is no resume required, that you have a lengthy process with purpose, but again, no resume required, which I felt was super unique. Can you tell me a bit about like the TA process with your company?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, the resume thing, I think there's actually two kind of thought processes behind it. So I'll share both of them. One piece of it is that we know everyone's always open to being recruited, and a lot of people aren't sitting there with a ready to go resume. And so we felt like just eliminating that barrier made it easier for people to enter the process, or if we connected with someone for us to say, hey, let's chat, let's like get you get talking about this role, that them not having to spend time getting their resume like prepared or putting their current role on was actually going to help them move more quickly. But the other piece is that not everyone has a resume that fully brings to light the skills that they have. And so a lot of times when most companies, like, or many companies just use a resume, you're basically making decisions off the titles that someone's had the opportunity to have, which doesn't tell the whole story of the skills they've built. For myself, coming from nonprofit spaces, you could have one title. I didn't have a recruiting title until I was leading a recruiting team a few years ago. And yet I had built a lot of recruiting skills, spent a lot of time recruiting because it was just part of the jobs I had, because we didn't have, an in-house recruiting team in the nonprofit world. And so I feel strongly, and we feel strongly, that people can gain those experiences in lots of ways. And so sometimes giving them the option of not submitting a resume forces us to actually learn other things about them that show us the skills that they bring.
Yeah.
So I think it both, it just, eliminates barriers to entry. And I think also kind of gets away from that problem of people just not having had the great experiences on paper, that then might eliminate them from other roles.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. I mean, I think it's a really like innovative practice. I definitely on the job seeker side, really try to emphasize to the job seeker that putting a really strong like resume together can help separate you from the competition. But I also often coach our clients when we're submitting candidates not to judge the resume, because we often take the approach of what we call casting the wide net, where we'll put a posting up, try to keep it as general and broad as possible. I always say I'd rather have 100 applicants for a job than 10, especially if those 10 people are the only 10 who applied to a very niche, specific kind of unicorn type job and they don't fit. I'd rather 100 people apply, talk to all 100 of them, and realize that somebody there might have a brutal resume, but they're an amazing person.